Ladies and gentlemen, rando enjoyers, so welcome to Speed Gaming 2. Today we have a Link to the Past daily race, standard seed as third sword, short sword. So we have, I'm Nielsen Alexander 2 here in the commentary, together with Drake Tempest. How are you doing, Drake?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So we got Frostbite 3030, we got Dracaris, we got Edidump, and we got Idiom.
Yep. Should be a great race between these four. All of these are really good randomizer players.
Almost definitely.
What is that sprite Edidump is using?
I think it's one of the tiles from like the tile room.
So what does that change when they get armor upgrades? Does it just change color?
Actually, I have never seen that one.
Or does it turn into a pipe?
I guess we will wait and see.
Not pipe, pot.
So we got standards seed today, so we are going to start with the swords. We're not going to have to rely on like bomb strats or anything crazy like that. So that's kind of great if you don't like bomb strats.
Yep, and so standard, we're going to be starting in Uncle's house, correct? And then going through this like usual Hyrule sewers.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, playing N and G, so it's just the traditional way to play.
Looks like Frostbite's raring to go. He's just like flicking everything back and forth. He's warming up. We should be starting any minute now. So Nielsen, any predictions for the seed?
Oh, that's. I mean, it is version 31, so I would say it's maybe an Aghanim seed today, because that's very common if you watch the tournaments going on. It's more or less every single time, it feels like, but maybe it's something like that. Hopefully not too rough for the runners today. What do you think?
Aghanim Dark World access with the Moon Pearl on Pyramid.
Sounds pretty nice.
Honestly, it sounds sadistic because everybody's going to be looking everywhere for that Moon Pearl first. You don't ever want to go straight for Aghanim.
But at the same time, just last locationing in the Moon Pearl is not that bad, because if you're going to run out of locations sooner or later.
Yeah, you're going to run out locations fairly early. And we're starting. Looks like just a piece of heart in the first chest. I really like Dracaris' timer.
Ooh, we got a very early map check. So we got 3 crystals in the light world. One of them is a red crystal. I don't know which one it was. I think it was the Eastern Palace.
Still, that's going to be a really good early game for them. They can easily clear Eastern if they find an early bow, which we're hoping for. I personally don't like seeing bow late in the game.
Well, if it's a late bow, we already know it's going to be something on that inner rock, because it feels like there's always a bow in there.
That's just because Turtle Rock has a high density.
Yeah, that as well. So nothing in the 3 first locations we could find an item in. So nothing at all. Piece of hearts and big 20.
Just going into Hyrule Castle. So, Fighter Sword kind of eliminates some of the other strategies you use for Hyrule Castle, but what's some of the more interesting Hyrule Castles you can have? Because if you're doing standard no sword guaranteed, like, that can get pretty tricky.
It's very tricky depending on what kind of item you get. If you got one of those that really drains your magic like your magic, that's That's a bit stressful when you're doing escape.
It can be. Although I don't mind a magic item for the start. The only one I really care about is one of the medallions, but I don't think that'd be that mean.
Yeah, no medallion stuff for the escape.
Although, you could have just enough uses.
You know, at the same time, you need a sword to use them, so...
Oh yeah, that's true. Ignore me then.
A lot of pieces of hearts and heart container here in the beginning of the escape part as well, so nothing we can really use when we get
I don't
out
know,
of-
a little more health is always nice. I like health upgrades more than armor upgrades, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like these runners are also very good, so they don't really need all the meal upgrade.
No, they don't. And finding that early key might be a really good thing for these runners.
Yeah, with that small key there's going to be a guaranteed item. Maybe it's the map for escape, but there's going to be an item in the Dark Cross.
Which, considering this is standard, we get guaranteed light, so this sewer escape is actually really good. Frostbite took a heart of damage. I don't know what that's about. Because that was intentional, wasn't it?
I don't think it was. It could be that he accidentally walked in.
I think he's
it could
trolling
also be
us.
one. He maybe wants us to hear that super fast beeping sound.
Yeah, I think he's trolling. Oh yeah, definitely. He wants the beeps.
The beeps are like what many people said the best sound in the game. So he just wants us to enjoy it.
I mean, that just means I'm gonna mute my commentary audio. Anyway, Dracaris, I believe, is the first to enter escape, and he's already getting in there. Something seemed to have happened to his crop, though.
Hoo, there's the cape, though.
Side note, I did not mute the audio on the actual stream.
So all of the runners got bombs so far, except Dracaris. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can pick up certain bombs here before it leaves.
That is really good. An early.
Oh, he's skipping. He's skipping out.
Seems a little weird. So Dracaris didn't find any bombs?
Yeah, he didn't really go for farming bombs from the rats, but
And it might be a good call.
yeah, he definitely saved some time here from not checking because there was only trash.
He'll probably check later when he gets the gloves, but I don't think it'll be. I don't think it's something they're super concerned about. Dracaris is the first one out of Sanctuary. They're heading north? Yep, they're doing the standard Forest Kakariko check.
Yeah, I can't blame them either. So you want to check the tree pole and maybe the bush crab before you're going in.
I can't see what the tree pool was.
Yeah, we do apologize for the technical difficulties we have right now with the cropping of Dracaris. We will try to fix it as fast as possible. So tree pole is 5 rupees. So Always nice to have some rupees going in. Wish crabs actually do have bombs.
That's good. Did you see what was in Aghanim? Because I didn't.
Oh, we're going to see it right now, and it's a piece of heart. So it's vanilla.
Well, that means Aghanim's not required per se.
I'm not going to go and grab that piece of heart. That's for sure.
And we got a save and quit from Frostbite.
I think Frostbite is going to go and check the other checks before going into Kakariko. Kind of wants to maybe get a flute or a bottle. We're going to go get a lot of new checks here because the Frostbite is at the dam and we got the Blind's hideout now.
That's going to be a lot of checks in a row. Master Sword in the dam. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if this is going to...
already have the cape.
Now, does that lead you to an early Aga clear? Well, that lamp sure does.
Yup.
Yikes.
I would say that an Aghanim seed is really getting close here right now.
Alright, so we got a shield in the pond. Someone threw it out just like I'm pretty sure all the runners want to. Certainly a bomb-heavy seed today.
Oh, it is. We're not lacking bombs, that's for sure.
Ooh, Fire Rod.
And Tempered Sword in Minimoran Cave.
So, Frostbite has a pretty decent sword lead, but... I mean, what can you really do with that? Maybe I think that might secure him in the knowledge of going to Aghanim once he gets to the land, though.
I mean, in the Aghanim's tower, it's not going to be that difficult, at least. So that's always a nice
absolutely not, but...
Hey, we got the book.
You have desert access. Not to mention tablets. So Kakariko's loaded, South Shore's loaded. Shovel?
A shovel is always nice when you go to do Kakariko. You can always just go and walk the little way to just check the shovel.
I always like having shovel as one of the first checks. Because then it's like, oh hey, now we don't have to worry about this an hour into the run.
Oh yeah, most definitely. There's the blue mail in the libraries where if you want that, you need the boots.
I don't think anybody's going to grab that.
Yeah, most likely not.
And we've got a heart over there. Frostbite's going to kick himself when he finds that shovel. So when you're already at the shovel location, do you just continue on to... Do you just continue walking, or do you just save and quit out and go to Link's house for South Shore checks?
I think since there's a little delay we're having right now when we're playing, I think just walking down is way faster, but of course you're just going to use the save and quit.
So, somebody should probably see if Flute Boy has a license for those explosives.
Yeah, I don't think so. I really doubt that. Whoo!
They're gonna get in trouble with the guards. Dracarys seems to be skipping the swamp check.
I think he's going to go and check these stuff here, and then he's going to head to Desert Palace. That's kind of common.
That's a good idea.
Like when you get the book early on, you just go over to the desert and just check it out real fast. I mean, if we're super lucky, we might get the glove in Desert Palace and we can clear it out.
Are we talking vanilla glove?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Alright, so it looks like everyone's getting their sword upgrades.
Well, at least we have enough swords this seed so we can clear out the game. And we don't need to think about any lack of swords.
I'd still like to see butter. Early butter's always nice.
We will see it. I'm pretty sure about it.
So I believe Dracarys is going to be the first person to go off script and head for desert. I think Frostbite would probably lean towards Aghanim at this point with the cape.
I think he might be able, he might do it, but at the same time, there's some other checks you can do right now. Going straight for Aghanim, it's a little bit risky, depending if there's stuff at Sarashala's closet, and if there's something in Desert Palace, there's.
Well, you gotta think. Like, the seed is giving you 2 sword upgrades and cape. I think it wants Aga.
Yeah. I also think it's an Aghanim seed, but it's just there's too much gamble to do. Like going straight for Aghanim this early on, it's a big gamble to do.
Yeah, but imagine if it paid off.
That would, on the other hand, be very good. That would be very good for Frostbite if we did that.
Meanwhile, Edium is going out of sequence with the fake flippers. And no, Frostbite's going into Eastern checks.
Yep, and there's 3 items in Sarashala's closet, and there's always a chance that you can go and check out stuff in Eastern Palace. Did Ida take the, did he die by purpose? Oh, there's a glove, by the way.
Ooh. So it looks like Desert was the call. And a red cane. Hello. We're finding all of the required items.
Let's see if there is, if it's boots locked or not at Desert Palace. We do have access to the mountain now and get the old man and check Spectacle Rock. So we got some extra.
Frostbite got the red cane.
Yeah, I was thinking about Dracarys as well with the glove. We got so many items now, so nothing that opens up the Dark World, but you never know.
That does open up Old Man and maybe Hera if he can find that mirror.
I mean, if it's mirrors in here in Desert Palace, that would be an excellent play.
It would. We get 2 crystals out of the way really early.
Ooh, it's boots locked.
Oof. Big oof. So it looks like the Agina dip into probably Eastern.
I think for Dracarys, yeah, he's going to go and check the back of Escape now, since he lost out on those 2 items.
Ooh, big key already.
That's a nice feeling. Having a very early big king in Eastern Palace is always a nice feeling to have. I think Dracarys is going to head up to the mountain now, since Sim quitting and starting Sanctuary. It feels like this is going to be the mountain play.
Do a little mountain climbing. Meanwhile, over in Eastern, we got a hammer.
Oh boy.
That is Dark World access.
We do have the Dark World access, but we're just lacking that Moon Pearl. So where is that Moon Pearl?
Pyramid, like I said.
True. I mean, if it is there, then you can do a lot of stuff in Dark
That aim
World.
is about to learn the tragedy of Boots Locked Desert Palace.
Hey!
Oh, old man has the Moon Pearl.
Well, now we have Dark World access.
Now we have full Dark World access, but Dracarys has to go get the hammer. Meanwhile, Frostbite and Edda are probably going to do Sanctuary now. Or no, they're probably going to go to Desert. If they don't do Aghanim.
Yeah, they need to go and grab their glove here from Agina's cave.
Yeah, that is pretty firmly a rip on Aga.
It looks so promising with all the items, so if you're really a big fan of Aghanim, I'm very sorry for what happened here. No Aghanim. Feels bad, man.
Dracarys. The Aga Dream is still alive. Hello.
This going to hurt for Dracarys.
Not necessarily.
Well, it's going to hurt that he's going to spend a few minutes up here when you can dip Eastern Palace and get your hammer.
Yeah, but it does potentially give him easier Dark World access.
That is true. You will have a lot of more options. Especially if you're going to use the big red bomb as well. And if you do have the mirror.
To be fair, this isn't a bad call at all.
It's not a bad call. Dracarys have checked the most of the other stuff. Maybe didn't want to dip into Crystal Eastern Palace.
Not without bow.
I'm not a big fan of dipping Eastern Palace as well without a bow. It feels so.
It just feels bad.
But hey, we're at least getting some Aga action.
Yeah, Frostbite's probably going to feel really good once he finds that Moon Pearl on the old man, though. But plus side, I believe that means Armos Knights has the last item in Eastern.
Yeah, for sure. There is one item there, so we're not real done with Eastern because we need that crystal as well. But always interesting to see what item is behind Armos Knights.
Well, and if we get a Palace of Darkness, it's definitely an easier, clear. Do pod, mirror to Eastern, finish that, and then you just go about your day.
I just be done with that area of the map later on. So, how many blue balls do you guys think Dracarys will get from Aghanim?
8.
Ooh, that would be bad. I'm going to be nice and say it's just going to be like 2 blue balls, right?
I'm going to say Dracarys is going to miss one of the shots.
Oof. There's the first blue ball. Second one.
That's not good.
Not a good pattern here.
Doesn't even have net Akhenaten logic.
3 blue balls for Dracarys. And a 4th. And a 5th. Yeah, I think you're getting close here with your guess.
I don't know, he hasn't missed yet. Alright, so it looks like 3 of our runners have Moon Pearl. Edium's going up to Old Man. We're gonna have everyone really close.
We're on 7 blue balls right now as well. And it's going to stop at 7, so close enough.
Eh. That is doing that spectacle rock check.
Yeah, Frostbite skipped that one. It was like,
And we have a pod crystal.
got pendants at
Mire
3
and Swampert
Mire
pendants.
Yeah.
Wait, there's gotta be 3 pendants. What's the third?
Thief Town. Good old Thief Town.
Oof. That's not a good pendant.
I mean, we do have the hammer early on, so it's not a big deal that way, but
that's
yeah.
pretty much always a full clear. You always dip Thieves down. There's the Titan's Mitts in Skull Woods. Hello, and he can finish. That's the best part. But the question is, how deep is Frostbite going to dig in this? Will he go all the way?
Oh yeah, Frostbite will go and finish off Skull Woods. It's a crystal, so.
This is also where we get the second big split of the run. Everybody's splitting up. They're searching for clues. Ooh,
There's
bottle
a
and
first
Nettas.
bottle, yeah.
That might lead him back to Kakariko pretty early. Catfish only has some money, so that was a bad play.
Well, the catfish was a little bit grumpy, so at least we got 20 rupees and not a single arrow or something like that.
What are you talking about? I thought single arrow was supposed to be good luck.
Oh, that's why we get that one. Okay.
Alright, Frostbite's in the back of Skull Woods. We're about to see a Mafia fight. Meanwhile, Edda is going to the dig game, and I think Edium's not going to be far behind. Unfortunately, they're both missing Titan's Mist, so they're going to have to save and quit out to get over to Thieves Town. Not
Clean
sure.
fight from Frostbite, by the way.
Oh, wow. I blinked and missed that. And just a burrito for his efforts.
26 minutes in, and the Skull Woods is down. We got the first blood from Frostbite, first crystal down.
And Dracarys is making the pod play. Interesting.
Well, hopefully for Dracarys, it's not completely, unnecessary.
Honestly, I'm hoping Dracarys finds a bow. Because that would, otherwise...
I hope he finds the mirror in here.
Yeah, otherwise it puts him too far behind at this point. Ooh, big key.
There's a small key in pod, so it's not bow locked, for now at least.
At this point, isn't it just potion locked?
I mean, yeah, but we don't really have a potion for Dracarys at this point, so...
We don't talk about potion glitch.
Yeah.
Alright, so does Frostbite make the dip into Thieves Town? Like the actual dungeon, or do we just,
I think he will check like the first chests, the front of these, then you like always do that.
Well, it's not looking good for Dracarys. It's just a heart so far. No extra keys. There's one. Edda and Etium are close behind Frostbite. I feel like they're all following just kind of the standard route.
And yeah, they do have the fire rod, they have tempered sword. They also got the bottle with the blue potion, so they want to go and clear out this dungeon.
Easily.
And Dracarys is doing something called mimic clip here.
Where he's just trying to clip the mimics into the wall and kill them?
Yep. Well, make it disappear, so... Same thing, right?
That seems a lot more complicated than, bottle slide. That's what I'm gonna call that, bottle slide. It slides the screen.
Last item, Skullwoods, a big 20, so nothing really major.
This mimic clip is not going well for Dracarys. Oh, wait.
There you
just
go.
moonwalked away. That looks so much more fun than the bottle glitch.
It is. It's hard to pull it off if you're not used to it, but it looks more fun, that's for sure.
It's definitely more impressive. Alright, Dracarys taking a death ward. He's got 3 keys, which means he's going in the back of Palace of Darkness. I forgot the name of it for a moment. This is going to be a deep check.
Well, hopefully it's worth the trouble here. That he finds something that he needs.
I hope so. Otherwise, this is just a very big waste of time, and that just does not feel good.
There's Edda down with the moth as well, so that's first crystal down.
Etium is not going to be far behind him. Okay, so Frostbite pulled the entrance to Thieves Town. That definitely shows intent.
Yeah, we'll most likely just check the front, but I mean, you do have the hammer, so you can just do the whole dungeon if you want to.
If the front is item heavy, I don't see a big dip.
Yeah, if there's a lot of items here, then definitely there will not be a dip.
Well, that treasure game was not very good. And here we go, Frostbite first into Thieves Town.
Also got a nice clean fight from Medium.
Aether Medallion and Pod. Hook shot in Thieves Town. That's more access.
Now we got the whole Death Mountain open now, both the Light World and the Dark World. And we got Tower Pharaoh open as well.
Yep. That's 2 items in the start of Thieves Town. One of these is a big key, but I don't know. I don't see Frostbite going much further.
Yeah, if you get one more item here, you're definitely not.
Even if he doesn't get one more item. Like, Hook Shot makes Death Mountain look too good.
Nothing for Dracarys more than that Aether Medallion.
3 items in the front of Thieves Town, including a bottle, so he is gone.
Yeah, I can't blame him. The mountain looks very good right now.
So we're getting Paradox, and Dracarys He was finally heading to Eastern.
Yeah, he knows where he lost his time here with the hammer. He knows the hammer's in there, or the mids for sure, of course.
He knows there's Dark World access over here.
Yeah, like he knows that oops, I made a mistake.
Yeah, but it's just that kind of call you gotta make.
Yeah, and also it's the daily race. You need to do some crazy gambles sometimes.
There's the mirror! Huzzah! Now all we need is Ice Rod, and I think we're in go mode. No, we need bow.
We need a bow, that's for sure. We need the well, we need the boots as well for Desert Palace. So, but we need the flippers for being logic. With the flippers. And there's
Do we with that flute? Do we need the Pegasus boots? I don't think we need it.
Well, Desert is boots locked.
Nope. You can go straight into the boss fight.
We don't have the big key.
Is the flute? Oh, that's true. I always forget the big key. I'm thinking swamp.
Ugh, we just flippers away from swamp as well.
Yeah, but we don't need to do swamp.
Imagine if your boots are there, or the ice rod.
I don't want to see a pendant. I don't want to see a pendant clear. I think if we have to dip swamp or mire, this is just gonna drag on.
Oh yeah, most likely.
Speaking of dragging on, this might be a basement lock. Yep, there's the basement key.
But he's not going to do. Yeah, he's going to do it. I thought he was going to set up the Herapod. But doesn't have the boots, so he might not want to go for it.
Well, even then, he needs to get the big keys for the chest.
Yeah, if you don't want to skip it. Sometimes you gamble with that stuff as well. So Edda and ETM, they're like neck and neck and have been it since the beginning here. So that's pretty cool to see them being so close to each other.
Yeah, they're kind of trailing just behind Frostbite too.
There's Drakar's hammer, so he has the ability to go and check the Dark World now, for real.
Specifically Skullwoods.
That's the play you need to do right now. Get your mids, and then get your hook shot from T-Stan.
Not just that, you need to get Titan gloves.
Yep.
Alright, you already said that. I'm sorry. I'm out of it.
I can't blame him. There's too much stuff going on here. Too much action.
Car's saving Quid out of Eastern, so he's finally going to be on the path of victory.
Getting some new checks here. Something that Frostbite didn't do is Edda and ETM is going to check out the hammer pegs.
Not a bad call. Not the one I'd make. But you're already in Thieves Town, might as well. Without boots, hammer pegs kind of takes a while though. For a single rupee. Well, at least Edidump's not doing the side quest.
Doing the Smith chain without the mirror is pretty annoying.
It really is. But you know what's not annoying? Level 3 sword on Moldrum.
A good old Moldrum with a tempered sword. It's going to be pretty much a free fight. And there we go. We're getting a ped check here from Dracarys, so if you like the pedestal, get your hype up.
piece of heart. Well, he knows it's not a ped seed.
I mean, at this point, I think Dirk Harris was actually wishing for one, but yeah. No
This
pedestal
might be
today.
the only advantage he'd have.
Yeah, most likely.
Ice Rod on pedestal would have made this a lock.
Ether tablet, and there's a blue rupee, so nothing important with that book right now.
Frostbite recognizing Spectacle Rock is not worth his time. Is he gonna do the Spike Cave while he's here? He's thinking about it.
I think this is Spike Cave check.
Yeah, he's thinking about
it.
He's
not. No, I think he's too low on health, and also the magic is going to drain too much.
I don't know. You can make it with a cape with that much magic and health. No, I think instead he's gonna go see what Turtle Rock and Dark Death Mountain have.
I think he also has a spiral check left to do as well, so he might just want to do all those checks real fast.
Well, he has Hookshot, and he has. Oh, no, he decided to do Spiral first instead of Dark Death Mountain. Honestly, I think Dark Death Mountain would have been a better call, and then mirror out to Spiral.
I think he wants to do Spiral first, and then just routing Super Bunny, Hookshot Cave, and then maybe go to Spike Cave afterwards. Maybe got more health.
Yeah, but isn't Super Bunny faster to do when you go in from the top of Death Mountain?
Yeah, but he wants to make this one. Oh, there's Bombos, by the way.
No, we got two. We know where two of the medallions are.
And Ether is also required for Turrock. ETM just showed us.
So they will have to do Pod first, which I don't think is going to be a big problem.
Not a big problem indeed. There's a piece of heart in Hookshot Cave. There's the Butter Sword. Big 20 and 10 arrows.
Not a great hook shot, but there have been worse. It at least guarantees a very fast Ganon fight. The only way it'd be better is if we could find those silvers. 2 bow upgrades. So what's your favorite, like, risky gamble that paid off?
My favorite one? Oh boy. That I've ever seen or like I've done myself?
Either.
I think that was like sequence breaking Ice Palace and get my King of Samaria when the big key was locked on the right side of the Ganon Tower.
Interesting. And Adium is risking no progress on Big Chest, which we know is true.
It's always nice to see the Herapod being tried out. I haven't really seen it without the boot set up. But there we go. We're getting to see everything here. We've seen Agdam, we've seen Mimic Clipping, we have seen the Herapod. We're getting to see pretty much all the stuff we can see.
Ooh, Frostbite's finally going into Hype Cave, which I don't think had anything.
I think it had our first bottle, per se, but not much more than that, so...
So right now, big items we're looking for: bow and ice rod and boots. With the way the sea is acting, there could be progress in swamp. It is fairly item dense.
But luckily
And
enough, we don't
Frostbite's
have
thinking
flippers.
the same thing. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have flippers.
Yeah, no flippers,
Oh.
no swamp battles. Bombus Talbot, and then he's going to route in with the Stumpy and K45, going up to digging game. Then it's pretty much the purple chest and the other thing we need to do with the Smith and activating fluid.
I would think you'd try to do this check with the chest.
Not if you get your boots before
Well,
anything else.
why are you going back? Just hop over the desert.
So that's why we got the boots. Well, the book that early on. We needed it for the Bombus Talbot. Okay, cool.
Yep. Well, there goes the check on swamp. That'll never happen.
Hey, we're still looking for that ice rod. Or the bows, for that matter.
It's probably an ice palace. Which means we're gonna need those flippers eventually.
Your car is getting his hook shot as well in here in Thieves Town, so not that far behind, but he has some time to catch up here.
This is true. And if he goes straight to Hera after Thieves Town without clearing Thieves Town, he might be able to gain some ground. Frostbite dipping out fairly early, as one should.
Dracarys? Yeah, Dracarys is going for the full clear of Thieves Town. There's one more item in here, so it could be good for him if there's something major.
Meanwhile, Chad is talking about one of the absolute worst scenarios you could have, which is a 6 dungeon lock Trinex.
And that could be... yeah, true.
Look, I don't even want to think of that. That would be awful. Like, how would you even get to that point? Would it be like, hammer the required medallion and fire and all of the required items in, like, I don't know, early seed? Like, what would you lead you to check Trinex that early?
Good question. I can't really... I don't know. I think my brain is broken or something. I can't really make up that scenario in my head right now.
Your brain is just refusing to compute what
Yeah.
would cause that scenario.
Yup. Oh, there's half magic in Thieves Town.
That's good. That makes some things a little easier. We got a spike check from Edidump. He's not using magic somehow.
He was saving his magic. He had a potion, the blue potion from
Okay.
He has damage boost through the whole dungeon, spike cave.
Frostbite finally activating that flute.
And it's going to be turning in a purple chest, and then it's going to be checking out the mire area and pretty much clearing out the desert palace as well. while EDM is actually going to sequence break his way into Ice Palace and clear it out. Ten arrows from the purple chest, so nothing important in that chest.
That's a little frustrating.
Here, take these 10 arrows to the bow you're lacking. Ooh, ether for Myra as well.
I don't think we're gonna see a Meyer check. I just don't see it.
Well, at this point, it really feels like it will not happen at all.
I mean, who would check Meyer? For that instance, who checks Ice Palace this early?
I mean, I suppose I can agree to because it is a crystal dungeon. You can just clear it out.
Yeah, but the logic isn't leading here yet.
No, but you might get your bow early.
That's true. So where's Ice Rod is the question.
On Laser Bridge?
On Laser Bridge. Talk about a check nobody wants to make. So, Edium is deep in Ice Palace.
Pull that bomb jump off really nice and clean.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Penguin Room is not nice to him.
The car's getting their buttered sword, so they're really psyched for that Ganon fight. Half magic and butter sword.
Mm-hmm. So what's on the big key in Ice Palace? That's just a map.
I don't think we have found anything, right, in Ice Palace so far.
Not that I can see. Mushroom.
Oh, yay.
You want some shrooms, man?
Well, not that one.
I mean, apparently they help with depression and other things now.
And talking about clean fights from earlier, look at that land balls fight. There's the bow!
And bow! Well, we're about to go see what Palace of Darkness has.
Yeah, they is actually going to join EDM here for a short while in Ice Palace.
Where are you going, Frostbite? Where are you going? Oh, did you not check checkerboard?
Yeah, he's going to just quickly check this one, and it's going to be flute to number 5. Clearing out Pod and Easter.
I just hope that Ether doesn't lead him wrong. I mean, so far he's got 2 pieces of the Turtle Rock puzzle.
Oh, right, their cars might check out Turtle Rock. He actually has the Ether Medallion.
Oh, I hope not, because that's just gonna feel like a bad check if nothing's in there.
Butter Sword and Cold Stare, and yep, there we go.
Oh, yep. And it's just a key, which is not what you want to see on Cold Stare. But Edium is the first person to take down Cold Stare, so it's kind of an advantage. Ice Palace is a fairly long dungeon.
Especially if you don't know how to bomb jump as well, and you need to do it the vanilla way. It's not a fun dungeon at all.
So where does Edium go from here?
That is
He's
one
got to
good
do that
question.
bomb check. Oh, he's gonna turn in that mushroom. Let's see. He's got to do the bombos check eventually.
Ooh, Dracarys is opening up to a rock and got the cane out, so this is totally check
I don't
off
want to see
Turok.
this dip. Tell me when it's over. I can't look.
I mean, for Dracarys, this could be good if there's an ice rod and a bow near.
That's true. I think Edium might be doing a side quest now.
Here it comes. Edda is going for Ice Palace that we just saw from Edium that only gave us the mushroom.
Honestly, I agree with the early Ice Palace checks, mostly because you want to get it out of the way.
Oh yeah, totally. It's not a fun dungeon at all. And also, who needs flippers, right? For making it in logic. Nobody needs flippers.
That's nice. There's our second shield. So I think that's all three shields we know the locations of.
Yeah, it is.
One day we'll get Mirror Shield where it's appropriate. One day. Today is not that day. I think if this does not pay off for Dracarys, that puts him firmly, like, in a bad position.
Oh yeah, if there's nothing at all in here, it's putting Dracarys way off compared to the other three runners here on the restream.
Yeah, even Edidum and Edium are making, I want to say, less risky checks. Because with Boots on Bombos, like, that's kind of an awkward check.
The thing is here, Dracarys is like one play he needs to do, because he did that Agam play early on and it didn't pay off. So he kind of feel like he might need to do this to get an advantage on the others or catch up some time at least.
Yeah, it's kind of a catch-22. The first gamble didn't pay off, so now he's got to take riskier and riskier gambles to try and make up time. What would feel awful is if Helmosaur had Ice Rod right now.
Oh yeah, that's actually possible right now because there's one item left in Pod and there's one item left in Eastern Palace.
Mm-hmm. And either of them can be Ice Rod.
And there's the boots for Edium.
The fabled Mimic Cave. Holder of the Ice Rod, Dracarys is still in this.
Hey, there's always something inside Mimic Cave. There's always something. But this good Dracarys, he will be able to just clear out Turok.
Can we get some hypes in the chat for that Ice Rod? I'm not gonna lie, that might actually mess up some of the other runners.
I mean, it will pretty much become one of those. Do you want to go to Turok without an Ice Rod, or will you just last location the Ice Rod? That's just how it's going to end up.
Frostbite's probably gonna full clear all of the other dungeons. I would almost guarantee this. Like, he's probably gonna full clear all the other crystal dungeons and maybe dip Turtle Rock last.
It just depends on how, in what mood you are. Like, I mean, if you're only missing one item, sure, you might lose a lot of time if you're going into Turok and there's no Ice Rod, but sometimes you just need to pull that gamble off.
Well, and
Yeah,
Ice Rod is so often in Turtle Rock. I know there's not a bias on items in a randomizer, but there's just so many items in Turtle Rock that you're gonna want to check it.
620 on King Elmasaur, so nothing of important there, at least.
That's true. And Dracarys is still looking for a bow. Oof. And having troubles with Laser Bridge.
Well, Laser Bridge is never fun to play around with, so I totally understand that.
He's taking the safety.
Beautiful fight from Ed on the Cold Stare. Butter Sword and Cold Stare that's pretty much a free flight.
Everyone has the Golden Blade, so there's not really a reason to... Like, Cold Stare is easy with Gold Sword.
There's EDM's bow as well, so it's probably going to do the same thing that Frostbite is doing right now, with clearing out Pod and Eastern.
Now, if I'm counting my items correctly, I believe Trinex has an item. And if this is the second bow, this could be really big.
Yeah,
that would mean Dracarys did not lose any time.
Now only need to find those boots, so we know where the boots are on that Bombos tablet.
And let's be realistic, Bombos tablet is probably going to have a decent... I think Dracarys is probably going to combine Bombos tablet with the blacksmith chest quest chain. Because there's really no reason not to. Gold Sword making quick work of Trinex. My phone going off because I am an amateur commentator and forget to turn it on silent.
There goes Trinex down through cars as well. Third crystal down through cars.
He got the L.
Hey, 3 bombs.
Those are important, right?
Totally.
And a heart on Armos. Rip.
That's leading Frostbite to Ice Pulse, I would assume, since he only needs to clear out Ice Palace and then going up to Turok. Unless you want to go and do some other checks first before going up to Turok.
But here's my question. Where are the flippers?
Mystery Admirer?
Maybe? I mean, we don't actually need the flippers.
But they do put stuff in logic, though. Who needs logic and randomizer, right?
Yeah. Flippers in swamp. Deep in swamp. Let's go. Wait, no, they can't be in swamp.
Nope.
Chad is trolling.
Typical Chad. Trolling us.
I think Mire's probably where flippers are going to be, so the logic would probably be Mire into Ice Palace.
Yeah. Says we clearly don't need to touch Swamp Palace today.
Alright, so Dracarys is going to go finally activate his flute, which will likely lead into the side quest. And then I don't know, he's gonna have boots pretty soon. He's gonna go be able to do desert.
And get their bow and be in go mode.
Yeah, that would put him in go mode, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he got everything except those boots for being in, well, the bow as well. But the bow is on La Mola, so when he gets the boots, he will be in go mode because he will clear out Desert Palace. So he didn't really lose that much time, if we think about it.
Surprisingly.
So he will just be able to go mode the rest of the dungeons, which is, for him, it's just going to be going straight to the bosses.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dracarys is going for Mire area. Is he going to dip Misery Mire though? That's
I don't think
the biggest
so.
question.
I don't think this is a Misery Mire dip. I think this is a desert check, because I don't know if he's been to desert yet.
I don't think he's been to desert because he skipped out on all the other stuff he did. But on the other hand, he do have the medallion for Mire. And he's missing bow. And boots.
Yee. Okay, so he's been in desert apparently.
Oh yeah, Dracarys was the first one to actually do that. He got his glove and then he went straight up to the mountain.
Alright, so Idiom is probably going to head to Helmasaur soon. Frostbite is looking to clear up Ice Palace.
Oh, I just realized Edda
Oh
hadn't-
no, Dracarys, please no.
Yep, this is the Mire play.
Oh no.
I just realized that Edda haven't done Bombus Tablet and doesn't have boots or the bow, but is inside pod.
Wait. Oh yeah. That's a little awkward.
To be fair, the boots is in a very awkward place if you route if you're like routing in the purple chest in a different way.
I just really hope he doesn't find flippers in here.
I mean, I think I'm pretty much the flippers needs to be here, or it's in like a different overworld location that we totally forgot about.
Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, that one. Because I'm pretty sure we checked all the other locations.
I think there's a couple missing.
Yeah, but like the obvious places.
Oh no, we found a key first.
It's not a Godmire at least. So far.
Now, where is Frostbite making the turtle? No, he's checking the witch first.
Yeah. There's an amp, so it's definitely not a Godmire.
It is not.
I
It looks
think
more like a Slogmire.
I think this might be the play of Turtle Rock for Frostbite.
If it is, that's pretty much a GG for Jakaris. Yep.
Yep. Frostbite is pulling the Turtle Rock play. It's going to be in go mode when he checks Mimic Cave. Is Edda also going for Turtle Rock play?
Yes? Question mark?
Yeah, there's Turtle Rock play for Edda as well.
That's an awkward check without boots.
I mean, how many times haven't we like seen boots in like first chest of Turtle Rock?
I mean, how often have we seen boots in other really weird locations? Those dead rocks are not being nice to Frostbite. Oh hey, it's another bottle. You know, I forget. Did the original Link to the Past ever give you a hint as to what the order was in Turtle Rock?
I'm pretty sure it didn't do that. I mean, more than it was like a 7, like crystal number 7. I mean, I guess the maidens told you when you saved them that, oh, 7th crystal is Turtle Rock or something like that.
I believe, like, the game does tell you that you should probably do Turtle Rock last.
Still no flippers in Mire from what I could see so far, so that's a good sign for Dracarys.
I think that's the second item for Jakaris, and he's bailing.
So where's those flippers to put everything in logic here?
Probably Graveyard Ledge.
Pretty sure that's like the last location we can. Oh, King's Tomb, I guess. We haven't seen that one.
Graveyard's Ledge, King's Tomb, I'm trying to think of where else could be in logic for that. Jakaris, where are you going? Pyramid Fairy? Wait, no. Can't be Pyramid Fairy. Could it? Oh, Jakaris is Pyramid Fairy.
Nope, this is not. Well, Hype Cave. Oh, wow.
He hasn't checked Hype Cave yet?
Nah, he has been doing other stuff. He found myths in Skull Woods. Very
That's,
well, kind of late.
That's an awkward late check on Hype Cave.
Today it's obviously not Hype Cave. Well, bottle, I guess, but it didn't really lead to anything. But Dracarys could go and get their boots if they check the Bombus talent, which it looks like they're going to do. And they're going for it, so they will just be missing that bow from Lanolas, and there will be go mode.
Jakaris finally getting boots.
Using that flute, so I think this is the Desert Palace play, and oh boy, Dracarys is going to be happy.
Jakaris is finally on the path to go mode. I think at this point Jakaris could still get a sub 150, but I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be able to clear enough for anything below that.
Dracarys, like, execution is very good, so it all depends on how fast he can pull off all the other dungeons.
I want to say that Edium and Frostbite are looking at a sub 130 though.
Oh yeah, totally. Especially Frostbite at this point.
Oh yeah.
Because Frostbite here in just a few seconds is going to enter go mode. There we go. At 1 hour, 13 minutes and 20 seconds, Frostbite has entered go mode.
Huzzah. Meanwhile, Dracarys is about to enter go mode as well.
I mean, I guess technically it's not go mode since we're missing flippers still, but who cares about logic, right?
It's go mode. We've already done Ice Palace. It's go mode. What really relieves me is Edium and Dracarys are both not even trying to find flippers. Well, Edium found them. Dracarys is just not trying to find them.
Wait, where did Edium find them?
King's Tomb.
Oh.
So they were in the cave location.
And there's Dracarys in go mode.
Yep, and Eastern and Pod are not going to take very long. The only big, like, sticking point is Ice Palace again, but you can... A fast Ice Palace is still kind of slow.
Dracarys actually entering go mode before Edda and Edium.
Well, Edda still has to find boots. Whoops.
Dracarys, Frostbite needs to be very careful here on Light's Bridge. Don't want to die here. There you go. There's your key. You can just go to the good old.
We're about to lay the smackdown on Trinex.
Ada takes an unfortunate death here and Turok.
Taking a death there is not the end of the world, though. There are significantly worse deaths.
Oh yeah, totally.
Frostbite got a little too eager and misfired one of those fire rod shots.
And beautiful execution on Trinex. Frostbite takes down his 7th crystal. And I think we're going to play a game, right?
Yep, get your guesses in the chat for where the big key is in Ganon's tower. I like guessing locations, not numbers.
I mean, you can guess your location, I guess, but it's 1 to 22 if you want to put in your guess, because we're going to find that big key. Where do you think it will be, Drake?
I always like Tyrone.
That is what I normally go with as well. I'm going to be nice and say it's like, I don't know, random room.
You think rando room?
Yeah, it just feels like something like that.
What if it's on the torch?
I mean, that would be too easy, right? That would be way too easy.
It would be beautiful, though. Because then Frostbite's just going straight up Ganon's tower. Also, I like that Dracarys is getting this out of the way instead of going straight to Eastern.
This is the, like you said, it's still a little bit longer dungeon, so just get it out of the way. But
Alright,
that's
so
just not.
Yeah.
Is it on torch?
It is
Nope.
not. There is a small key there, though. Three, 4 keys. Some bombs. And money. Well, it's not in any of the early checks. So anyone who goes right might get might be able to save some time if it's on the right side.
Well, let's go. I mean, I guess we can have a little bit of a random room action now, please. Please. Let me win, guys.
Edit Dump has cleared Trinex and is now going to... I have no idea.
Probably going for Bomber's tablet, maybe? Question mark?
Maybe. It's not like he found the flippers yet, so...
And that's good news. And there it is! It's in random room.
Why even check the other chests if you've already... I mean, I guess looking for silvers.
I mean, we're still on the green mail, I guess. Maybe once one mail upgrade, maybe. I don't know. Maybe silvers. I mean, at this point, I guess that's the only thing you're looking for. So what number was that in random room? That was like the first chest you checked in random room, so that's
10?
2. Yeah, it has to be.
Ooh, hugs are... Ganon hugs are 8 hearts on green mail, so this could potentially hurt a lot.
I mean, you definitely need to play a little bit safe here when you're going up to Ganon fight. But I think they have potions. I'm not quite sure. Frostbite did use one on Laser Bridge earlier.
I don't think Frostbite has any potions left.
EDM takes down Trinex, is also going to enter GT any moment now. And Edda is going to go and check out the good old catfish.
Yeah, he's gonna be a little disappointed at the money.
Landmola's number 2 here for Frostbite any second now. And let's see how he bars sword Landmola is going to be very quick as well.
I missed one of them, but that's fine.
Drakar's only having Eastern Palace left before he can enter GT as well.
Yep. And Edidum is going to be probably the last person to enter GT onto the restream. He is still not finding those boots.
Yeah, he needs the boots for getting that first bow because we don't know where the second one is.
Not yet. Although at this point, it's either in Ganon's Tower or on that graveyard ledge.
Or in Swamp Palace.
Let's not have it be in Swamp. I think that would be bad.
That would be very bad. That's not a place you want to find it. Not in Pendant Swamp Palace.
Oh, imagine if it's Green Pendant.
Ugh. Then you really need to go in and kill Argus.
Honestly, I would kind of wish that the I wish Sasrala told you what the item was on Green Pendant.
I would have been fun, but at the same time, not that fun if you're like in a race and doing commentary, just knowing where it is, like what item do Sriracha have.
I think it'd be a nice quality of life change for speedrunners.
There's Edda going to check out. Nope, you don't need to do pedestal today.
No. But I think making Sasrala tell you what the Green Pendant item was would make it a more valuable check early on.
I would be more like you would definitely check with Sriracha early. That's for sure.
Yeah, right now it's kind of a, well, I mean, if I'm not finding anything else, I'll go to Eastern. You know, Frostbite not doing well on his geometry test.
There we go. Good enough. Frostbite takes down Aghanim.
I'd say he got a solid C.
Dracarys is about to go up the mountain and enter GT, and Edda is unfortunately in Mire. Frostbite needs to be careful here with this Ganon fight. Since we are in green mail, it's going to hurt to take Ganon.
You really can't take any hits in this fight with Green Mail. But I think he's definitely on track for a sub 130.
Oh yeah, most likely. I think something bad would needs to happen in like for that not to happen.
I think Eddie might be close to it too.
Hey, Swamp Palace having silver arrows.
Swamp Palace silver arrows?
Yep.
Nice. That was a really long time to wait for the torch glitch. Frostbite showing the perfect timing on those sword spins. Which, you use sword spins against Ganon like this when you're doing arrowless, because it gives you a longer hitbox, I believe. Because hitting him while he's teleporting is pretty precise, I think.
Oh, it is. And we get your GG's in chat for Frostbite 3030. He's just going to cross this bridge, and then he's being #1 in Restream. And he is! Frostbite 3030 finishing first place here in Restream, first place overall in this race with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 40 seconds.
GG. And Edium and Dracarys are both kind of close. Dracarys went into right side. That's going to take a little time off.
Yeah, he did the whole, what is it called now? Dark Magician strats. Yeah. Dark Magician strats. Going over to the left side when you don't find smoke. You're going back over. Going to see here, and Frostbite wants to join us for an interview, and he is. GG's to Frostbite.
Yo, thanks. That was a good run. It went well for me. I did things in the right order, which is nice for once. And yeah, I was pretty happy with how it went. With like every race, a few limited exceptions, but it went really well for me.
Yep.
But yeah, it was pretty free. I guess I'd be curious. First thing is, where are the flippers?
You want to know?
Okay, I thought about doing that, but I figured the ice rod's probably in TR because of memes, and if it's not in TR, I'm totally comfortable YOLOing TR. And I was gonna go mode Ice Palace when I went there, except I got the small key in the first chest, so I figured it was a pretty quick check of 3 items over there, and I don't remember what I found, but it was 2 items, so it wasn't that bad. So I left the 3rd item there fairly comfortably, assuming it wouldn't be needed. But yeah, it was a good seed. Just don't sort of do Aga and skip Eastern Palace, I guess, is the one sort of real big problem you could have ended up in.
And that's in a fun way what Dracarys did, but he's still in GT, not that far away. So
because Dracarys is an absolute beast, that's why.
he pulled the he did Hera, and then he went straight for Turtle Rock because he did Pod when he got from Aghanim, so he already had Ether Medallion.
Nice. Yeah, no, it was, yeah, see, like, it's not even, I mean, obviously he would regret doing that, but I could totally see it happening. Like, thinking back to what I could have done differently, obviously, when I found the boots, I had it in my mind to do all those overworld checks, but in retrospect, I should have went right to Desert, and not simply because, obviously, it was the right play, but it also didn't compromise my routing in the way that noping out of the middle of some pathways would have, because sort of how isolated the Bombos tablet is, and how the fact that I could have just routed it south instead, or sorry, from the north instead of from the south. That was sort of the one sort of routing mistake. I feel like, I don't even know if it's a mistake's the right word, but like something I thought about doing at the time and ended up simply just not doing, and I cleared all those things for nothing, and that's a couple minutes for sure. And then obviously I derped when I went into Desert, and I couldn't remember what was on the Desert ledge, and I was like, well, maybe you'll just get lucky and you'll have to full clear Desert and you'll be able to just walk out and just sneak down there and it wouldn't be that big of a problem. But of course that wasn't the case, so then I had to just do this walk of shame from the middle of Desert Palace out to the ledge to see the bombs that I just looked at 2 minutes ago and couldn't remember what they were. But other than that, it went really well for me, and my execution was pretty good. I feel like my GT climb was excellent, except for maybe I didn't one cycle Landmo, and I mean my Aga 2 fights are always a disaster these days, but I didn't take 6 cycles at least. But other than that, like I feel like I played really well today. It's a couple of seeds in a row that went my way, so it's just like I'm in one of those up ebbs in rando, which are seemingly fleeting these days.
I would say you had a pretty solid gameplay there when you, like you said, with what you thought was maybe like when you got the boots. I think you did a really good routing decision. Just check the overworld locations and have it done. Don't need to think about it. Yeah. And then just go for the Desert Palace, get your bow, and you're pretty much in go mode at that point. So really good.
Yeah, it broke that way for sure. I mean, obviously, I feel like the other thing that made the Turtle Rock play very sort of safe, in my opinion, was the fact that I didn't do Aga, and I had that saving ability of portal saving ability, and I was thinking, like, what if the ice rod isn't in here, right? Because I never assume I'm going to find the item. I'm always thinking I have to go to the next spot. And what I guess I was figuring was, if I find the flippers in Turtle Rock, I'm going to go straight to Swamp Palace and just totally abandon the portal. If I find nothing, I'm just going to save the portal and do everything I can to avoid checking any of the mirror spots that I left behind. And then I guess the other thing I had worrying was, like, whenever I have Lumberjack Ledge in Logic, but I haven't scouted it, and I tend not to scout it in Standard mode because I don't go up to that screen to farm the tree pull or the bush crab, so I don't really see a need to do it at that exact time, and I'll just do it when I do the boots checks, but I never ended up doing the boots checks in the seed. So as I was doing all that stuff through Turtle Rock, I was just thinking, I hope the Ice Rod's not on the Lumberjack Ledge, because I'll be extremely frustrated if that was the case. I would be fine with basically anywhere else, but because I tend to like to scout that spot early and I don't in Standard, it was something I was worried about. But speaking of Standard, sorry to keep ranting for a minute, but I really like I really like how the changes to the prize packs have affected the openings of Standard. The way it worked out in this seed for me, I killed one of the guards in the tunnel and got a heart, and then basically I knew if the next guard or blue guard or snake I kill has a fairy, then I think it's the 5th drop is going to be 8 bombs, and also all those snakes are in the bomb pack as well, that same pack I should say. And then it makes sort of like, I hate the feeling of not getting a drop in escape, but not knowing whether or not my opponent got a drop. And with the changes they've made, I mean, it's not even that recently anymore, but in version 31, you either know whether or not bombs are in the drop pool or not, at least if you study up the drops. And I feel like it makes it a lot more comfortable for me, not worrying, oh man, you don't get a bomb, you don't find the glove, and you're worrying the whole time, do I got to go back through the front? Do I got to go back through the front? And I love that that's sort of just alleviated in this. And Standard's my favorite mode too, so it makes me really happy.
Happy to hear that. The EDM just finished here on the restream, 2nd place overall. So, well, a 2nd place on restream, so get your GGs in there. EDM finished on a 3rd place overall with an official time of 1 hour, 33 minutes and 20 seconds. We had Whoosh coming in on 2nd place and Plasma Kappa on 4th place. So get your GGs for all those runners.
Yeah, GG's EDM and GG's Devotion Kappa.
So Frostbite already.
Is not going to be far behind. Going into the
Yeah.
cannon fight right now.
Nice.
Ada is still, unfortunately, looking for the boots that leads to your bow. So
Yeah.
it's running out of the.
I was really suspicious of the book because it didn't lead to anything immediately early on in Desert, but I get it. It's a bad spot.
Yeah,
I
pretty
think
bad.
Edda's just forgotten about the Bombos tablet.
But we are joined by EDM. GG's.
Hey, GG's. Congrats on the win, Frostbite.
Yo, thanks ADM, GG's, dude.
Man, you must have god-rutted.
Pretty good. I can't complain if I may say so.
I figured probably a few people would be suckered in by Aga there. I got kind of lucky because I went to Desert early and that was nothing, but I got the glove. I was almost just going to go up to the mountain, which would have got me my Moon Pearl, which would have been a disaster. But instead I was just like, I'm just going to do Eastern because I felt like I lost some time with the Desert play. But,
yeah, I felt lucky that I did Eastern before I went to Desert. So it was sort of, that's exactly what I said. The Aga play was obviously looming if you got things in the wrong order, but I felt really fortunate about that as well.
Yeah, I did a few overworld checks before going to Turtle Rock, so that's probably where I lost a bit of time on you. And I did DM in GT. I don't know what route did you take, Ross?
I took the right then left route, so I hit it this time. Yeah.
Yeah, so I lost maybe a minute or so there as well.
Yeah. I did a bunch of overworld checks after finding the boots, but before going to Desert and finding the bow that, like, I feel was maybe a 50-50 call. I feel, because, like, what I did, sorry for repeating myself, guys, but I just to let EDM know, I did Bombo's tablet, like, right away, because I was
going to interrupt you real quick.
Yep.
Dracaris has just finished with 136.30 on the restream. 3rd place on the restream. I don't know what place overall.
5th place overall
Yep,
with a
5th place.
1 hour, 36 minutes, 29 seconds. That's
With an Aga clear.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. But I found that, and I thought about just going straight to Desert, but instead I did all those overworld checks, so I lost a couple minutes there. But, you know, you can always say that about every seed, that you don't hit the, like, literal God route on, which is almost impossible.
Yeah.
That would require Burger King.
Yeah, I mean, I was routing this. I felt like my routing was pretty good, and then if I'd just gone straight to Turtle Rock, I probably would have been. I don't think I would have beat you, but I would have been pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a tough call. I mean, I tend to think, like, if I'd rather lose because I went to Turtle Rock and it wasn't there, than check a lot of things before going there. No, I'm not saying I never check anything, but I tend to be on the side of, unless I'm in, like, the middle of a clear pathway where I'm going to be isolating 1 or 2 checks, I tend to just drop everything and go there.
Yeah. I ended up finding the flippers, which I was just like, oh my god, do I have to go in the swamp? But luckily I did not do that.
Yeah, I didn't even find them.
Idiom, you're the only one that found them.
Yeah, they were at King's Tomb.
Yeah.
I think Edidump might finally be in go mode. They found the Pegasus boots and are doing Landmalus now.
That's go mode for Edidump, getting that bow. But Idiom, how did you feel overall with this one?
I think it went pretty well. I mean, I got 3rd place overall, which is pretty nice. So I don't have any complaints. Like I said, my route wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. And
so, is there anything that you would change on your routing after this seed, or do you think it'd be pretty much the same?
I might have just gone straight to Turtle Rock, because the problem was a lot of the overworld checks I did, I could have saved my portal and done them later anyway. So I think if I was gonna do checks before Turtle Rock, I should have done the mirror checks like Swamp and stuff. But yeah, hindsight is 2020. So
Yeah, and the mirror checks are so slow too, right? Like you're gonna waste a lot of time if it's not there. And I think you probably are better off just almost like going to TR and then fading the mirror checks completely until you've checked everything you can check while saving your portal in that scenario. That's sort of how I would look at it. But it's not like I do the same thing every time under any point in the run. So it's kind of a feel too, right? Like I was as soon as I found that Ether medallion and I saw that Meyer was also Ether, I was really set on going to Turtle Rock basically as soon as I could. And then once I found the bow and I realized I could just do all the dungeons and go to Turtle Rock, that was a pretty straightforward decision in my opinion.
Yeah. Did you go mode ice?
I did the right side because of the small key. I didn't want to. I'm always afraid of a scenario where the flippers are in TR and then the ice rod's in ice, especially when ice is a crystal, because of the fake flipper scenario that is easy. You know, it doesn't even take that much time, and if you have to do ice anyways. So if I hadn't had if the small key hadn't been in the first chest, I would have only done the sort of limited go mode, but yeah. I checked the right side because of the key.
Oh, I was going to full clear. I went to ice pretty early. I think it was my 3rd crystal. Yeah, so I was just gonna full clear it no matter what.
Yeah, I skipped Ice Tea Room. That was it.
We are joined by Dracaris. GG's.
GG.
GG's, Drag.
So Drag, how did you feel about not having to do Aga but doing Aga?
Well, the 8 blue balls made it worse than it even was.
Wait, was it 8?
I think it was 8, 7 or 8. It was really high.
Oh, no, that's awful.
But yeah, I felt really bad when I found the hammer, and then I tried to go to places that nobody else would go, like the Bag of Thieves somewhere. There's only one item in the bag, and that obviously didn't work out either.
Yeah,
so I gave a bunch more time there.
You went really hard on the gambles after Aghanim.
I mean, I feel like you have to, right? Like, I totally support that sort of play style for sure.
I mean, I knew I was screwed if it's just in obvious places, so I just had to go for the out-of-the-way places. One thing I'm kind of unhappy with was the Mire dive, because I knew that Ether was bow-locked, and I was still looking for bow and boots, and I was like, yeah, let's dive in there and hope the boots are in there, so I only have to find the bow in my remaining spots, but then I found out that the bow is actually boots locked, so yeah, that was another waste of...
Well, I mean, Dracaris, to be fair, you were the second one on the restream that entered go mode, so I would say even with an Aghanim play, you did actually getting go mode second place, so pretty damn impressive.
I guess having Ether when being up the mountain actually helped there, because I probably wouldn't have gone back up to Turtle Rock that soon again if I didn't have the Ether when I was up there. So I just found my ice rod on the way, which was pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm always happy when it's like the ice rod is in Mimic Cave because I always go to Mimic Cave before the big chest, so I get to laugh at that with that decision too.
I did that as well.
And the reason I do that is because I figure the go mode's not going to be in either spot, so I'll do it the way that's like slightly, marginally faster. In the 999 times instead of the one time that it's in the big chest. I mean, pending how few spots you have left, but I had quite a few.
I'll do it if there's like items still left. That would be nice, like silvers, or even a mail upgrade.
But the fact that the Ether Medallion was in Pod was really sort of, I don't want to say fortunate because it was where it was, but it was very free. That was the one item I was thinking, because you're always thinking about what you need and where it can be. That was the one item I was sort of dreading. Now, of course, it blocked Meyer as well, so that was, I guess, not the worst thing. But I just feel like medallions they've like supplanted the Ice Rod as being the worst item in normal modes.
I don't know. I still think the Ice Rod's the worst.
So
I like
Drag,
the Ice Rod, man. You gotta stick with your cold brethren.
So Drag, how did you feel otherwise about this? How you were routing and how did you feel about it?
I don't know, it wasn't too bad otherwise. Like, the only bad thing I can see was basically the boots, because you had to get up the mountain to get your mirror, and if you get your regular Dark World access, not like I did, you probably have that spot, have Bomb isolated at that point, or more or less isolated, so it's kind of hard to find that, but it just kind of was on my way, because I left the entire southwest corner of the Dark World open, basically. Like, after I just saved and quit in Thieves' Town, actually, after getting the 4th item and went up the mountain.
Yeah, that's literally exactly what I did as well. I hate the Southwest Dark World, man. Like, VOO and that stuff. Like, jokingly, but my theory is I want to skip those spots every time I start a seed, so I tend to go there way later than I should. But I even went to Thieves' Town. I went to Skull Woods first, which was obviously seems like Skull Woods is the most powerful location in Rando these days, and it just felt like I didn't have the mirror, and I kind of wanted to not do Smith Chain, so I just, as I was going through, I'm like, I'm going right up the mountain.
Yeah, this was one of those annoying seeds that it kept giving you lots of options, but none of them were really nice options. Like, early on, do you go to Desert without the boots, or do you go to Eastern without the bow? Turns out you kind of wanted to do both.
Well, yeah, especially since, like, I could imagine a scenario where sometimes I would have just gone right to Agina's cave after the dam and got the book after that, and then I feel like that would have been great in this scenario, but after I found the glove, I was like, oh, this would have been terrible, because now I can't get into Desert, but of course there didn't end up being anything in Desert, so, or at least not in the available point in the early game.
I kind of thought that more people would go for the Agabate, but I mean, you got free bail if you just went into the dungeons as well, I guess.
Yeah, like I looked at it like I had Aga, which I didn't have the Moon Pearl yet, but I had the Desert play, which was Agina's cave, and then the ledge, and then at least one item location, which is what it ended up being, or I had Eastern Palace, which was 5 guaranteed items. So I figured that was the better value play. That's basically why I wrote it the way I did.
So Drak, what made you go to Aga before going to Eastern?
I mean, the game gave me a lamp, a cape, and 3 swords. It was
Yeah,
like, yeah, this is gonna be an Aga seat. There's gonna be nothing in Eastern. Or if there's something in Eastern, it's just gonna be like a hook shot to get me over to West Dark World after Aga. So it just said, yeah, let's just kill Aga and do Catfish and Pod. There's gonna be something in there. And then, to my surprise, it was Bowlocked and Pod.
Yeah. Yeah, the Aga bait was super strong in this one. All those swords and cape, it's like, I was surprised when it wasn't an Aga seed. And like, if I had gone to the mountain before getting either the hammer or the glove, I for sure would have went to Aga.
Yeah, I mean, this was such an Aga bait. I'm actually surprised only one of the restream runners did end up doing Aga, I figured more than half the race would probably be doing Aga.
Yeah, it's hard to say, right? It's what do you stumble into?
I mean, you basically have to do desert to even get access to your moon pearl. So you basically have to do desert and the mountain, and then skip Eastern Palace to the Aga.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm fully on board Team Skip Eastern Palace and do Aga, so like I just got lucky, you know. Especially like it's in a bigger race where it's like I don't, you know, it's like obviously I don't want to finish last, but I'm willing to make bigger gambles and just hope they pay off.
And sometimes you just gotta do those gambles and you get lucky.
Yeah, or you just like go. I feel like a good advice is just go where you think it's telling you to go. You know, like if unfortunately in this case it was like a Plando with the Agabate at the start, right? So I would love to play a bait Plando like that if someone could engineer one that doesn't actually troll you but just trolls you into doing things by the items it gives you.
I gotta say, Dracars, your mimic clipping was really fun to see in pod.
Yeah, I screwed it up a bit at the beginning. Like when my fingers were kind of cold and stiff, and I clipped the mimic back into bounds a couple times.
Well, at least you pulled it off, so we got to see that as well. We got to see Herapods, and we got to see all the other stuff, and it was just got to see everything today.
The only thing we didn't see was potion clip. The potion mimic room.
Yeah. I chickened out on Harapot because I tend to not like doing it when I get the dungeon item in the small key, but of course it was the other dungeon item in the big chest.
Yeah, I did the Harapot, and it paid off,
Yeah.
so I was happy.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a super. I like the seed. It's like one of those seeds that makes you want to play another one, not turn the computer off and go away.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting seed. Like lots of difficult decisions to be made.
It's definitely very fun to watch you guys play through this seed because it was, like you guys said, it was some items on the like spots that you don't want to see them.
Well, I'm gonna hop out. GG's, everyone. Thanks for coming and tracking.
Well, thank you for racing beyond the restream, EDM, and GG's.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out as well just because I have a few things to do as well. GG's Drac, and thanks for doing it. And I'll probably watch this one back because I did well, so I'm not gonna watch it back and cringe the whole time. So thanks and take care.
Take it easy, Frostbite. GG's to the victory.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
And with that, Edump is making their climb on GT.
Took it a little bit of some time there to find their boots and their bow, but cleared out Pod and Eastern very fast, so not that much left for Eda.
I mean, once you get the go mode, do you really take your time on any of those dungeons?
Well, hopefully not. Pretty fun to see that it did. Well, we did know where one mail upgrade was, but I would assume that they were like in rest of GT, or if it was in Swamp Palace together with the silver arrows. There's Lamola's 2 down for Eda, so we don't really. The fun room of randos coming up here. Wizrobe room is always the best room in all the game.
So it was a really nice one. So I'd like to remind everyone that there will be another seed later tonight. I believe 9 p.m. Eastern.
That is correct. But we do also have tournament races later on as well tonight.
Tournament races, and I believe I saw a link for a Super Metroid run that was happening along with this.
That might be correct. Can see here, Edda is going to clean up here, and we got Moldorm 2 coming up.
So who's your favorite boss in Link to the Past?
Favorite one? Oh, that's a tough question. I guess one of the easier one, like Armor's Knight.
Honestly, I kind of like the design of Trinex, but I think if I had to put a favorite, it would probably be Argus.
Argus is pretty nice, actually.
Just because I think slashing the balloons is really fun.
Well, it's way way funnier than dealing with Vitreous.
Yeah. Itris just is kind of creepy because it has that eye horror. Because nobody really likes seeing anything getting poked in the eye.
Yeah, it's not the more like nicest things to see. That's for sure. Aghanim 2 coming up for Edda.
Let's see if Edda can pass his geometry test. Nope.
Do you really call Aghanim 2 like number 2 if you haven't done Aga 1? That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean he's still technically the second Aghanim fight in the game. Could also call it the Aga triplets.
I guess you could do that as well. Not the best pattern from Aghanim today, so...
I personally like calling it the geometry test. Because realistically it is. You gotta figure out the correct angles to smack the balls. And I think that just kind of comes naturally to some runners more than others.
Oh yeah, definitely. Here we go.
Into the Ganon fight, we might see a sub 2 hour for Edda.
Just chop down Ganon. It should be pretty easy with that Butter Sword as well.
Yeah, but if you aren't comfortable using sword strats on Ganon, that could be kind of awkward.
I think Edda actually have a potion, so it should be pretty safe as well. So it should be pretty okay with this.
So are you excited for the 9 p.m. race?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's rando, so you always get excited, right?
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what are the requirements for? What are the rules for the 9 p.m. race? Do you know?
What kind of seed is it?
I'm not certain. I'm gonna go check.
While Edda is doing a really good job here on good old Ganon. Getting some good spin attacks in. Unfortunately, because I said it, freezes him instead. It like stuns him.
Looks like it's gonna be an open. Other than that, Yep.
Well, if it's just a regular open mode tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, open modes are always kind of fun to watch, though.
Very nice dodging here for the fire bats for Edda. There we go for Edda.
Alright.
Edda takes down Ganon. It's just going to cross that little bridge here and should be okay.
Yeah, that's easily a sub 4 hours. Sub 2 hours. Definitely a sub 4 hours.
There we go. Edda crossed the bridge, finishes on 4th place on the restream, 15th place overall in this race. 1 hour, 58 minutes, 42 seconds for Edda.
That boots hunt really hurt.
It's one of the. It's not a nice place to put the boots on. That's for sure. It's easy. Like you can easily forget that the Bombus tablet is a thing. To be honest.
Well, there's rarely anything like important on the tablets. It's happened a few times, but it's usually not something people think about or even focus on.
Yeah, that as well, for sure.
Jason, there's nothing wrong with ending at 2 hours and 46 minutes, as long as you actually finish. And welcome,
we are
Edda.
joined. GG's.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So how about those boots?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I last location then. I don't think I had anywhere else left.
No, I'm pretty sure you checked pretty much everything at that point.
I'm guessing I never left the last time I was doing an interview last time, and so I guess when you guys were streaming, all of a sudden sound was coming, and I didn't know where the sound was coming from, so I had to mute. I figured it was this somehow, but I couldn't figure out what.
I think your speakers or headphones are probably getting picked up by your mic.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I heard you guys talking. I didn't know who was talking. I thought it maybe was one of the other Twitch channels or something. I tried to shut something off, but the whole time I was racing, there was audio coming through from other than the game, so I had to mute it. So I had no audio the whole time of the game, so I couldn't, at least on my side, I couldn't listen to any audio because otherwise I'd be able to hear you guys.
Oh, okay. I understand. So, Edda, how did you feel overall with this seed?
I had a lot of actually personal distractions. I don't know if you guys saw me. I had to duck out for like 10, 15 seconds a couple times. Just distracted a lot, and then nothing was going right for me. I mean, everywhere I checked, I cleared the whole overworld. I don't even know where flippers were. I'm guessing either Bonk Rocks or
Kingston.
yeah, and then I was just tilted after that, and I just couldn't get anything back on track.
That's easily, it's understandable. Like, just putting boots on the Bombus Talus, it's just one of those locations that sometimes you think about it, and sometimes you just ends up with the last location, like it happened today.
Yeah, sometimes you get randoed. I got randoed today, and that wasn't a convenient location at all. I mean, I didn't have to go to Swamp at all. I mean, I went to freaking Ice Palace, and the last items in the iced tea room chest, and I didn't want to go there. I was thinking either Ice Rod or Ether could have been there. It's like I don't want to go back there, or Bo. So I had so many things left, and I went all the way back to Thieves Town for the half magic, which is nice, but yeah, that Bombos tablet was just nowhere good. No, you couldn't really route it in well.
I mean, you could have routed it in when you were doing the blacksmith quest.
Otherwise, Edda, do you have any final words for the lovely crowd that's been watching?
No, thanks a lot. Thanks to everybody who was rooting for me. I'm sure there was some of you out there. Thanks to the commentators, the trackers. You know, I love running this game. This game's great. Even when you have a tough time at it, it's still a hell of a lot.
That's the spirit. GG's, Edda.
And I think that's a good note to end on.
Drake, thank you so much for doing the commentary with me today, and of course, follow our amazing runners: Frostbite 3030, Drake Harris, Edidum, EDM, and also shoutouts to our trackers Oro and Semper Firedog. So thank you so much. Don't forget that there is 3 tournaments races tonight, and also I think it's 4 actually. One is really late. And then we have the 9 p.m. Eastern Time daily race as well. That is an open seed. So with that, I'm at least signing out. My name is NilsonAlex92. It's been fun to do commentary, and I believe the last word to you, Drake.
Have a good night, and I hope everybody tunes in for the 9 p.m. race.
Good night.
Bye.